Let's make your ecom brand rich. Okay, enough of that. That was pretty corny. But this is most definitely the most important video that I have ever made. We're talking about the e-commerce email automations that have made me and my clients $15 million over the past few years. Now, these automated emails you can set up once. The ones I'm showing you exactly in this video, you set them up once and they're going to be generating you around 20% of your total Shopify revenue without even lifting a finger. We're talking about the welcome flow, the site abandon flow, browse abandon, cart abandon, checkout abandon, post-purchase, and win-back flows. These flows, even for one of our clients, were generating over $700,000 every single month, and you get access just by sitting through this video. I know you've been watching TikTok though, so your attention span is a little bit short, so I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible, so let's get right into it. Okay, so the e-commerce email flow playbook, copy and paste these systems to generate 20% of your total Shopify revenue from these automated emails. Let's get into it. So again, I've generated $50 million with these automated emails. You can take a look at some of our results, our website, wellcopy.net, and what we've generated for our partners, but you can see some of the results here by implementing these exact systems I'm showing you. I promise that this stuff is legit, so just watch this video in full. You will not regret it. And most importantly, implement these strategies. It means nothing if you just sit here and watch this video, so make sure that you implement these. There's some information on me if you want it, whatever. But inside, I'm giving you the exact copy and paste email flow system that we have used for our clients. It comes with in-depth breakdowns, email examples, videos on Klaviyo installation, everything. And if you actually want this doc, just go to wellcopy.net/flows. It's also going to be a link in the description. You can get this full doc for yourself. But first, let's talk about why this is important. Okay, so let's break this down. So profits are steadily decreasing with rising costs of acquisition across the e-commerce industry. Now, customers aren't just visiting your site right away and buying on the spot like they kind of used to. And there's just increased resistance, and there are thousands of other brands in your industry that the customer wants to look at. Shopify, dropshippers, so much more stores, so much more competition. And if you don't have warming and exposure mechanisms like email in place to convert your customers cheaply, you're just going to suffer from low profitability, and you're probably not going to exist in a few years. So we can kind of see like the evolution of the market here, 2020 and 2023. The government's just printing money. People had stimulus checks. Consumers were buying anything, and e-com brands just felt rich. So what happens? New e-com brands just start multiplying. And then now we're kind of in 2024, 2025. People have less money. It's a little bit more of a bear market. People have less cash. They don't have these stimulus checks. Consumers are also more skeptical, and they're buying less, and e-com brands make less money. E-com brands who continue as usual, they're just going to fizzle out. But the e-com brands who actually focus on profit, these are the ones that are going to thrive. And you can't just rely on ads anymore. Ads are getting more expensive. You need to have some systems in place like email and the automated emails that I'm going to show you in this video, because email is cheap as heck. So if you already have flows, I don't care, this applies to you. Maybe you have your base email flows live, such as like welcome flow, checkout abandon, post-purchase, and maybe a few others. They're likely only a few email long, maybe 3 to 4 emails, sometimes less, sometimes more. But the real kicker, designs and copy probably haven't been updated since we were required to wear masks outside. Ouch. But so flows need to be updated with the times, trends, and optimized as the brand and the customer changes. So a lot of times I talk to brands, I talk to usually around 10 brands a week. They're like, yes, we have flows, don't worry about that. But then the flows are just like dead, underperforming. So make sure you implement these systems. Okay, so what are flows? And again, I know I'm moving fast. Put this on 50% speed if you need to, but I want to make sure that your short attention span can last through this whole thing. So flows are a series of emails sent to a recipient after they complete a specified action. So for example, somebody abandons a cart. After somebody abandons a cart, you can have emails set up so that after someone abandons a cart, there's a sequence of emails and a journey that the customer gets sent to try to get them to convert. And so these differ from campaigns, which are sent manually. If I want to send an email campaign, I can create it right now, and then I can click send it to my whole email list. Flows, you click active, and then anytime someone completes an action, they will start firing. So that's kind of like the main difference between flows and campaigns. And typically you want 50% of your revenue from flows and 50% from campaigns. Campaigns, I have another video on that. I'll link it in the description. But why use flows? More money. Who doesn't like more money? You saw the results from having these flows at the beginning of this video, but flows also are contributing to the customer experience via personalization. Different customers are at different parts of the customer journey, and they need different information based on where they're at. So set these up once, and orders will come automatically every single day, and also you're just contributing to the customer experience by giving them information based on where they're at. Now, any Shopify or any email platform, you'll have the ability to set these up using triggers that fire on Shopify. So whether you're using MailChimp, Klaviyo, whatever, use Klaviyo. But whatever you're using, you'll be able to do these. But let's get straight into flows. Okay, so I want to start by saying just nail the basics. Nail the basics, just focus on the basics. That's what's going to drive 80% of the results. So this brand below, which I'm showing right here, this is a 1 month span, $133,000 plus 219%. They wanted all these crazy advanced cross sells, upsell splits, but they didn't even have their abandoned cart flow set up correctly. Their welcome flow was one email. Like we can't go to this advanced stuff until we nail the basics. The basics carry 80% of the revenue. We just focused on the basics, and after 1 month took them from $45,000 a month to $133,000 a month with the exact flow strategy that I'm sharing with you in this video. The exact strategy, okay? Let's just nail the basics. We're not doing anything particularly crazy, okay? So let's talk about what flows we're implementing. Now, I love the advanced automations, cross-sells, upsells, whatever, and I wish I could tell you, like, oh, this is so complicated, you can't do this on your own, work with me and we'll implement it for you. No, you really don't need that. The advanced hyper-segmentation stuff takes a lot of effort for not as many results as just nailing the basics. So the base flows, the basics, welcome flow, 8 emails, site abandon flow, someone goes to your site and then they leave, so one email. Browse abandon flow, someone views a product and then they leave, 5 emails. Cart abandon flow, someone adds to their cart and then leaves, 6 to 8 emails. Checkout abandon flow, someone goes to checkout and then leaves, 6 to 8 emails. And then a post-purchase flow after somebody purchases, and then a win-back flow. Somebody bought multiple months ago and we want to get them to come back. That's the win-back flow. So those are the basics, and this is what we are covering in this video. We're going to be breaking down each flow right here. Now, I know that was a lot, but now let's actually get into the juicy stuff and all of this. Now, I know, again, you can go to my website, wellcopy.net/flows, and then you can get this whole document for free. Okay, let's start off with the welcome flow. So what is the welcome flow? It's 4 to 10 emails set up for when somebody joins your email list, okay? Now, why do we want to have this set up? We want to deliver the welcome discount because more often than not, you're going to be running a discount for your acquisition offer. And I know it's like, oh, we don't want to send discounts. For this first purchase, it's really helpful to have this discount. You'll make it back by having them on your email list and being able to continually sell for them. Trust me, it's worth it. It's why some of the top brands do it, and the fastest growing e-com brands like Ridge, Dr. Squatch, Athletic Greens, everything. It's why they do it, okay? Follow what the good brands are doing. You want to deliver the welcome discount, educate them on your brand, showcase your products. That's really it. Deliver a strong introduction. So how? The trigger, just somebody joins your email list. And then you want to add a filter to your flow. And that's what this section is going to be, the filter. So inside of Klaviyo, whatever platform you're using, this is the filter that you want to do. So a filter is going to remove people if they don't follow into this. So we want to have a filter that says someone makes a purchase 0 times since starting this flow. So that if somebody does purchase, say on email 3 of the welcome flow, we don't want to send them emails 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 promoting the welcome discount. No, we want to remove them and just add them to the regular campaign list. They're now going to be entered once they purchase into the post-purchase flow. So quickly gone through that. Now let's talk about the different outcomes of the welcome flow and nailing the welcome flow. We have 2 outcomes, 2 possible outcomes. Both of them are positive. We convert customers who were just curious and otherwise would have left your site. But since you have a really good pop-up form in place and you have a really good welcome flow in place, now you're able to actually convert them they otherwise would have left. So that's outcome A. Outcome B, say they don't purchase. That's okay. We have primed our future customers for purchases now that all of their objections have been addressed. We're giving them the proper information throughout the welcome flow to be able to give them all the information that they need to make a purchase. And so even if they don't buy, we're still going to be sending them campaigns to their list. Maybe they don't have a dire need for the product right now. Let's give them all the information so that when they are ready to buy, we don't have to overcome any objections at that time. So those are the 2 outcomes that we really want to optimize for. Then now we have welcome flow outline, email examples, and then installation. So this is the email outline. There are 8 of these here. You can see there's a trigger and then a filter at the top here. So the filter, this is the Klaviyo filter you want to use, and then the Klaviyo trigger that you want to use. So email 1, let's just back out here. It's just about giving a strong introduction. We want to deliver the incentive, introduce our brand unique selling propositions, give a little bit of social proof, show our best selling. Now it sounds like a lot. You really want to keep this pretty condensed, and I have an example for you shortly, but keep it really simple and give a strong introduction. Really, all we're doing is giving the discount. That's the main thing. And then the rest of the flow, we're going to be giving a little bit more information on our products and everything. So I like to use 1 to 2 day triggers between these emails. If you're a little bit skeptical on how often you're sending, then you can change it to like 2 to 3 days. But typically, I err on the side of sending people more emails. So yeah, email 2, this is all about giving brand background. So bring people closer to the brand, hit on their emotions, show them how you started, all that good stuff. So you want to give a founding story, put a face to the name if you're a founder or whoever, put a picture of your team. That really goes a long way because people don't want to buy from corporations. They want to buy from people. Give them the opportunity in this email to buy from people. Even if you're a massive brand, You want to make it seem like you're a small company and people are buying from a small company and supporting a small business. That's marketing right there. And then also sprinkle in some social proof. In your story, talk about, and in the process, we've gotten 100,000 5-star reviews, whatever it may be. You want to sprinkle that in there. So that's email 2, really just bringing them close to the brand. Then email 3, let's highlight our products. Now, they've gotten some heartwarming information on us. Now let's hit on some of our products and show them our best sellers and why they're so good. So that's all email 3 is. Highlight some of your best sellers and, of course, reminding of the discount in every single one of these emails. Now let's try to get some urgency. People need urgency to buy. They don't just randomly buy. They need some urgency. So we've given them some social proof. We've educated them on the product. Now let's remind them of the incentive, being like, hey, 10% off is expiring soon. You don't get this forever. So just a hard reminder, just being like, hey, this is almost expiring. Use your discount now if you want it. Give some risk reversals, like if you have like a 30-day guarantee, use that. Talk about like your shipping, guaranteed shipping, whatever it may be, so that there's less risk for the customer to purchase. Then also just at the bottom, I like to throw some testimonials in this email in case somebody's on the edge, since they haven't really gotten too many testimonials yet. So I like to do that. Then email 5, us versus them. So we just want to straight, directly, just address our competitors versus us. How are we different? People want to see, how are we different? Why should somebody go versus us versus somebody else? They're probably looking at other brands, so we want to show them exactly why we're different. List that out for them, really clear. So distinguish your brand from others and try to like make it really clear on why somebody should go with you. So that's that email. And then we're waiting again, and then we're going heavy social proof. So this person has enough information at this point. They have enough information about our brand, and they have enough information like about our products. Now we really want them to trust that what we're saying is true. So we want to do a heavy social proof email. So do brand testimonials, media features if you've been on any like TV shows, whatever. Just prove you are legit. That's the purpose of this email, because right after that, we're going into a last chance incentive, being super aggressive, being like, hey, absolute last chance. This expires. If you want to buy, now's the time, yada, yada, yada. Keep it super simple, just last chance. Email 8, I always like to finish with a note from the founder. Somebody joined the email list for an incentive, but then they didn't purchase. Why is that? I like to reach out, do a message from the founder being like, hey, this is Max from Wellcopy, just wanted to check in. Is everything okay? Reach out to our support team, reply to this email, and we'll address any questions that you have. And then also be like, also, I extended the discount for one more day. If you want to purchase, you can do so again here. This email usually does really well because people are like, oh, the founder's reaching out to me, wow. And this does really well. And then you will get questions from people asking for support. So that is the email flow, mixing in social proof, bestsellers, highlights, and kind of giving people information about us that they need to purchase. After somebody completes this flow, they're just going to go into the regular email list, and they're going to be receiving campaigns. So that's the welcome flow. Now let's talk about a few examples. So here's like an example of that first welcome email. So you can see welcome to the fam, welcome them in, and then giving them the discount right at the top of the email. We're not waiting until all the way down here to give them the discount code. A lot of times people are here just to get the discount and leave. So show them the discount, be like, hey, 10% off, shop now. People are just going to click this and then go. But for the people who want to learn a little bit about the brand, we have a section right here talking about what makes us different and special, and mixing in some social proof. And then showing some products and then some icons here. Super simple. Here's your discount. Here's some information. Here are our best sellers. Adios. And then we have another example right here, and this one is like our story. So this is a big brand, Nixon, 25 years of time, starting in Encinitas, yada, yada, yada. You can see bringing people closer to the brand, trying to show them like how we differ, have like some branded information up at the top. It's giving people like a reason to back your product and why people are there. We've made it our mission to clean up oceans, yada, yada, yada. Amazing. Remind of the discount again. And then this is an us versus them email. So you can see what generic delivery looks like for people, and then what we look like. What's the difference between us and them? And then we deliver more than a meal, having some testimonial social proof, and then again, reminding of the discount. So super effective email here for the us and us versus them email, which is email 5. So here's some examples. Notice how all of these have the discount code in it. So make sure you're always reminding of the discount code in every single one of your emails inside of the welcome flow. Now here's a video on Klaviyo installation. If you want to watch this and see exactly how to install it inside of Klaviyo, then take the doc, link is in the description. So that is the welcome flow. Let's move on to the site abandon flow. Okay, so the site abandon flow. Now there are 2 reasons that somebody may enter this flow. And again, what it is, it's an email setup for when somebody visits your site, but they don't click any products, they don't view a product, they don't do anything. They just go on your homepage or whatever. So somebody could enter this flow because they didn't find a product they liked, that's one, or they got distracted while browsing your site. Either way, we want to remind them and nudge them to get back to browsing to get them to purchase. So one email set up for when somebody visits your site. Now why? We just want to offer them a helping hand and try to bring them down the funnel, get them to view a product. It's really hard to get people to view your site, and somebody might view your site maybe a couple times a year. So we want to make sure that when somebody does, we're giving them information and we're trying to get them back. So trigger active on site is the trigger inside of Klaviyo and Shopify, and then the filters that you want to have in this flow to make sure you're going to kick somebody out if they don't reach these. So if somebody views a product, we're kicking them out. Someone adds to cart, we're kicking them out. Someone goes to checkout, we're kicking them out. And if somebody makes a purchase, we're kicking them out, because they're going to go into the other flows, which we're going to cover later in this video, like the checkout abandoned flow. Somebody goes to checkout, we want them to enter the checkout abandoned flow so that somebody's getting information specific to checkout. Then also, has not been in this flow in the last 30 days is something that I like to add in case people aren't repeatedly seeing this email. So flow outline, you can see the trigger and then the filter, and I like to wait 2 to 4 hours. I've found that to be the best. It's good to test this, but just one email, just like, do you need some help? Remind someone to keep shopping, and then show them the best sellers. Super simple. Don't go over the top on this email. So you can see a couple of examples right here. Lost in choices, let us point you in the right direction. Show some best sellers, maybe some social proof, and then maybe some categories if somebody wants to shop by category. Then you can also see some social proof here. So really good example here, just addressing, hey, are you lost? Same thing here, need a helping hand. Here are our fan favorites. Giving people the opportunity to continue shopping is really what we want to do in this email, and just re-engage them. Super duper simple. And you can see Klaviyo installation again here. The trigger is just active on site. Nothing crazy. Right here, active on site, set up one email for people who just browse the site. Okay, I went too fast there, but browse abandoned flow. Now let's talk about the browse abandoned flow. So this flow fires when somebody views a product, but they don't end up adding to cart, going to checkout, or buying. Now, there are a number of reasons why somebody may do this, but in most cases, it's because they're not fully bought in on the brand or the product. So they viewed an item, they clicked the page, but they didn't add it to cart or anything. So our purpose of this flow is to get them farther down the funnel, get them to add to cart, go to checkout, or purchase. So we want to get them to go back to the item or find a different product that they like more, because maybe the one they viewed, they didn't fully like, they want something else. So 3-to-8 emails set up for when somebody views a product, but they don't go any further down the funnel. Why? We want to remind them, and we want to intrigue them on the product and give social proof so that they can purchase. That's why we're doing it. We want to remind them, intrigue them. Maybe they got distracted, get them back into the funnel. So trigger, somebody views a product, so the trigger in Klaviyo is viewed product, and then the filter, add to cart 0 times, goes to checkout 0 times, makes purchase 0 times, and has not been in this flow in the last 30 days. Now let's talk about the flow outline. So nothing too crazy here. 5 emails. You can see the triggers and filters here. Right off the bat, I like to wait 45 minutes. Again, be sure that you test this. These are all things that you want to test. These are just base outlines. And I was saying these are the best emails to include. These are the ones that most often are going to be the best bases, but every brand is different. You need to be testing. So we like to just do a simple reminder, just remind of the product and show the abandoned content that the person left behind. So this is what you can do in any email platform. In Klaviyo, you want to have a block that shows exactly what the person left behind. If I looked at a coffee mug, I want to show the customer who abandoned that item, I want to show them that exact coffee mug, how much it is. That really is going to grab their attention. So make sure we're waiting 45 minutes and doing a simple reminder. And then you can see 1 to 2 day time frames in between this. You don't want to wait a week. That's too long. We have somebody's intrigue. They just browse the item. We want to hit them fast while we have their attention. So email 2 is then brand info and risk reversals. So they saw the product. Now we want to actually get them to like buy back into the brand. So use a branded headline to pique interest, and then risk reversals, and then also show other products that they can shop. So whatever you want to do here, just brand info, risk reversals, try to make sure that they have all the information they need to purchase. And then we're getting to testimonials. More social proof, get them to buy in to us being reputable, because that's really going to be one of the main objections for this. So list testimonials and social proof, and then of course show the dynamic content, which we want to be doing in every single email. And then we move to a discount. I don't like to offer a discount right off the bat in the flow, because what if we can convert them without the discount? We want to retain our margins. So then we introduce a discount being like, hey, 10% off, complete your order, flash 48-hour discount. So we try to get them with some urgency, and then we just have a closer message, again, being like, hey, this expires in 24 hours. Keep these emails super duper simple and just remind them of the discount. And you can see some email examples. Okay, and you can see some email examples here. You can see how simple it is. Something catch your eye. We save your gear for you. Back to store. You have a button way up at the top of the email. And you can have Klaviyo sections, which are going to dynamically show the products that the person left behind. So shop now, and then you may also like these recommended products inside of Klaviyo. So you can use blocks inside of Klaviyo to dynamically pull products from your site. And so that's really what we're doing here. In the in Klaviyo section, again, is showing exactly what the person left behind. On Klaviyo, you'll see it. You should use dynamic block or use one of their flow outlines. So this is like a great browse abandoned email one. Just super simple. Did this catch your eye? Continue shopping. And then we have one where it's like overcoming risks and objections. So get a full refund if you're not satisfied with our Heal Fast guarantee. Free 2-day shipping, trusted by doctors, easy return and money back guarantee. If I abandon an item, I would go back to browsing because there's zero risk, absolutely zero risk right here. And then the in Klaviyo dynamic section. Super, super good. Exactly what you need for that like email 2 or 3. And then we have like a testimonial email right here. So this product is great, easy installed, yada yada, testimonial right at the top, showing the product again that the person left behind, and then more testimonials right here to really give social proof on the item that the person left behind. So those are the examples, and then we have installation right here. This is also going to show you the dynamic sections that you should be using and how they should be looking. So go get the doc inside of the description if you want to see that. And moving right along, we have the cart and checkout abandon flow. So these are actually two separate flows, so this is very important. This might be a little bit confusing, but somebody adding to cart, clicking the add to cart button, is different than somebody going to the actual checkout page where they're putting in their credit card information. Those are two different things. You need to have different flows for them in terms of like different firing. We use the same exact content oftentimes for the cart and checkout abandoned flows. Same emails, but just different triggers so that people who abandon cart and abandon checkout are getting information. Now, a lot of the brands I audit don't have a cart abandoned flow. This is something where people think their checkout abandoned flow is their cart abandoned flow. So make sure the trigger is somebody's added to cart. Now, you've probably heard of these flows, and for good reason. If you don't have them properly set up and optimized, you're literally leaving money on the table from people who were in the process of purchasing. They were so close. A lot of times they just need a reminder. So we want to just have 3 to 8 emails set up for when somebody abandons a product in their cart. Now we just want to remind them, show them how awesome our product is, give social proof and reverse risk so that we can get a purchase. So two different filters here. So we have places order, makes purchase 0 times. That one isn't necessary, but places order 0 times for cart abandoned, but also checkout started. Because if somebody goes to checkout, that's farther down the funnel, they're going to enter the checkout abandoned flow. So somebody adds to cart versus somebody starts checkout. Again, these are two different things. These are two different flows. 90% of the brands I audit do not have a proper cart abandoned flow. It's a staggering number, but they don't, because Klaviyo's abandoned cart flow is often incorrect and you need to fix it. If you have a store that's been on Klaviyo for longer than a couple months, then they don't have this for you. They recently, in I believe it was September 2024, they added it with their Shopify integration, the abandoned cart trigger, but they didn't have it before, so you needed to custom add it, but now you can. But more often than not, brands have a checkout abandoned, but they don't have abandoned cart. There's a blog right here which will guide you. The link is right there. So abandoned cart, look at this. User adds an item to cart. So if I was on Magic Spoon's website and I click add to cart, this little thing pulls up and it's like, here's your cart. If I were to exit the site right now, then I likely wouldn't receive anything because most brands don't have a cart abandoned flow. This is abandoned checkout. You're putting in your information, your shipping, all of that, your payment method. You're actually like on the payment page. This is abandoned checkout. Very different. Abandoned checkout is farther down the funnel. So we need to understand this and have flows for each one. So same exact content. You can see them here. Same exact content. Okay, so this might be a little bit difficult for you to read, but I can read it. You have the triggers and filters here, but I like to wait 30 minutes in this first email and then 1 to 2 days for the rest. So this first email, just reminder of the product, very similar to browse abandoned. Keep it super simple. Hey, you left this behind, shop now. And then we want to go to a nudge from the founder. We've talked about the founder message in the welcome flow. Very effective in the cart abandoned flow here. So I like to do text-based emails, just reaching out from the founder, being like, hey, you left something behind. You should rethink that because we are really awesome. So you really just want to keep it super simple and remind them of the product that they left behind. Okay, I have this zoomed in so you can see it a little bit better. But cart abandon flow and checkout abandon are the same content. So let's just go through this so that you can see it. So again, nudge from the founder, remind of the product, give some brief brand info, and hey, shop now. Then we want to go to brand unique selling propositions. Educate them on the brand, remind them that their order is expiring. Just list out like your brand unique selling propositions. Why should somebody go with you rather than somebody else? So a lot of times people will be shopping at other stores as well at the same time. So that's why we want to have this email to just remind them that, hey, we're different for these reasons, and this is why you should pick us. And then email 4, so we talk about how our brand is different. Now let's let our customers talk. We're just doing testimonials. So testimonial-based email, giving social proof, and then the dynamic abandoned content. And then let's do a last chance email. Urgency on your order. Hey, your item's about to expire. We can't hold your cart for you much longer. There are other people who want it. So then we're just hitting urgency. And so then what we're doing here, if somebody has purchased before, we're just going to send them a message from the founder. We're not going to send them a discount. Whereas if they haven't purchased before, let's send them a discount. So we're just going to wait again and have another note from the founder, reminding them of the offer and offering support, or reminding them of their order and offering support and giving them a last chance to order. So just like, hey, this is the founder of the brand. I wanted to reach out, make sure that everything was okay. I saw you had an order lined up, but you didn't purchase. You should. And if you don't, if you have any questions about your product, then let us know, reply to this email. Just something like that. You can see that's also the same email right here, but we're introducing 2 discount emails, a discount opener and then a discount closer. Just flash discount, hey, 15% off your order, only when you buy within the next 48 hours. And then down at the bottom here, which you can't see because it was cut off, but we have an everything okay email where we're pretty much just saying like, hey, same thing from the founder, but again, reminding of the discount and giving them a last chance. So those are the cart and checkout abandoned flows. Same content for each, but different setups inside of Klaviyo with different triggers. So you can see very similar setup as your browse abandoned flow emails. We want to have the Klaviyo dynamic section up at the top. You can see like some social proof or brand unique selling propositions here, addressing, hey, forgetting something. And then also we have a testimonial email here, giving testimonials for the product that the person left behind, right at the top of the email, showing the product, and then having the Klaviyo dynamic section, and then social proof all throughout. And then just like a last chance, your order is expiring email. So just being very urgent with, hey, your order's expiring, shop now, 1-year warranty, have some social proof and risk reversals right here. And then you may also like these in case somebody wants to shop other items. So Klaviyo installation, we have different ones here for abandoned cart and abandoned checkout, which you can watch in the video in the description. Okay, then this leads us to the post-purchase flow. All of that stuff is pre-purchase. It's considered pre-purchase. Now we have post-purchase flow. So right after somebody makes an order. So right after someone makes a purchase, now there are many, many, many directions that you can go with this flow. And so kind of like let that influence what you want to do with these emails. So you could focus on like community building. You could focus on upselling and cross-selling. You could focus on getting the customer excited for the order, pushing for a review, etc., etc., etc. I like to keep it simple and try not to do too much, but we really just want to improve the customer experience with a heartfelt thank you, build the community, and then inform them on how to get the most out of their product. So 4+ emails, you really don't need 4. You can do like 3. That's completely fine. I'm pretty sure in this one we do 3. So you can do 3 emails sent after somebody places an order. I recommend adding more. This is just like a base, but like 3 is fine, but you can't add more. So we want to just thank them sincerely for their order. It means the world. This is going to remove buyer's remorse and also like get them excited. That's something that we want to do. We want to give them a light nudge to add to their order, and we also want to get a review after this flow, after somebody gets their items. So the trigger, it's just somebody places an order, and then the filter, we don't really need a filter here because we want everybody to receive this. So for the flow outline, wait 0 minutes after a placed order, and then we have a thank you from the founder, immediate thank you, text-based from the founder being like, hey, thank you so much for placing an order. This is our mission, and you've just contributed to the mission. It means the world to us. This goes such a long ways, and also you just want to offer support to this as well, so that people know that they can reach out to you if they have any questions. So this goes a very, very long ways, and also you can have like a PS you can add to your order. And this goes a long ways in getting immediate purchases. This is a very big window for somebody to buy. They just bought. Why not add something else? And so this can be a really big money driver if you have this in place. But a lot of the brands I audit do not have this in place, and I highly recommend you do. And then wait 2 days. Follow us on socials or whatever other platforms that you use. Promote your main social media platform or whatever you're using. Maybe you have a Facebook group, whatever it is. This is a good email just to get anybody who's bought from you to grow your community. So really good to have this email. And then wait 3 days, how to get the most from your product. So this is going to help them get excited, help them, see the best results with your product. So give them tips on how to use it, how to install it, or how to apply it, whatever it may be. Maybe if you're selling food products, you give somebody like recipes. That's something that you can do, like how to use the product. Here are a few examples. So here's like a good text-based email, immediate thank you from the founder. So you want to use the person's first name, and then you can talk a bit about your mission. You placing your order reminds us so much that we're reaching our goals. If you have any questions, feel free to reply to this email. If you're not done with your order, you can add in the next 24 hours. Continue shopping. So that's a great immediate thank you message. And then you can also have this social media email. Make sure to follow us on social media. We have the best community of customers we couldn't be more thankful for. Give us a follow on social media, and then just a simple follow. This is going to passively just grow your following so that you can continue to have a great community. And then you can have an email like this, like how to get the most out of your product, or are you excited, things like that. So are you excited? Shop now. Here's how to get the most out of your product. So now we're giving tips about how to make sure that you're using the product effectively. So incorporate it in your daily routine, track your progress, listen to your body, and pair it with other proven supplements. So that's the upsell where we're trying to get people to buy again. So then we're using Klaviyo's recommended product section based on the customer's activity. Klaviyo is going to give some recommendations on what products to add. So we're using Klaviyo's dynamic section here. So this could be a great flow right here if it was all for one brand rather than different ones. So this is all stuff that you can do. Follow us on social media, and then how to get the most out of your product is going to really help for the customer journey. Klaviyo installation right here, a video for if you want that. And now we are on the win back flow. Okay, this is the last one. Very straightforward. In terms of the win back flow, we just want to encourage another purchase from past customers. They bought a few months ago. Let's get them to buy again. So really don't overthink this one. Your customers are still receiving your email campaigns that you're sending to the list. Again, I recommend 3 to 4 email campaigns per week, at least 2 per week. Keep your list engaged. A lot of people are going to be converting from these. Your win back flow, it's kind of more just for experience because a lot of people are going to be buying from your campaigns. So we recommend that. That's the 3 to 4 campaigns a week. 99% of your retention and repeat purchases will come from that. So we like to keep the win back flow simple and more for customer experience. So what you can do up to 10 plus re-engagement emails if you want, if you're not really sending too many campaigns, but I recommend just like 3 emails, send 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, whatever you want for somebody to make a purchase. Typically, if your average time between purchases is like 45 days, I like to double that, and that's when the win back flow fires. So the average purchase is 45 days. We would average time between purchases 45 days. We would fire on 90 days. So that's what I would highly recommend. And then why? We want to encourage repeat purchases to increase LTV. That's the main thing. Encourage repeat purchases. And then remind them to replenish and give recommendations. Make them feel custom, like we're reaching out. So trigger, you can do somebody places an order equal to 60 days ago. And then filter, someone makes a purchase and starting this flow. Somebody makes a purchase, we want to remove them. So that's how this flow is going to fire. So here is how the flow outline looks. Just 3 emails. You can wait 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, whatever you want to do. Email 1, you can just say it's been a while. Just remind them of the brand and encourage them to come back for a purchase. So super simple. Just be like, hey, it's been a while. We miss you. Something like that. That sort of messaging. Don't need to get too crazy. Just let them know that like, hey, we recognize that it's been a while. And then you want to wait like a week. You can wait whatever time frame. I like to set them like a week apart and then give them a discount. To repeat, to just have a discount in the customer journey, just like automated to try to get these people to buy again. So just make them feel special, make it a unique discount, a dynamic Klaviyo discount, which you can do, which will be custom for each person, makes them feel special, and those convert better. So that's something that you can do. And then you want to do another text-based email from the founder as a last chance. Being like, hey, it's been a while, we miss you. I understand that like things get busy. This is the last chance to use this discount, and I hope to see you again. Something like that is like a text-based last chance. So here are like some examples. Here's like a first email example of just like, we miss you and your furry friend for like a cat brand. Super fun, funny. We miss you, sad cat, cutest thing ever. Where are you? What's new? So you can tell the customer like, hey, we have a lot of new stuff that you're missing out on. So why don't you view the site? And so lots of cool stuff. I love this little feature, the cat at the footer. It's really funny. And then still interested, this is another thing that you can do. Hey, are you still interested? We noticed it's been a while and we just wanted to check in. Are you still interested in our gear? Shop now. Kind of giving people guilt. That's something that you can do as well. And then have a recommended Klaviyo section based on like a customer's last purchase. Again, super helpful tool from Klaviyo. And then giving somebody the opportunity to shop different categories. And then just a discount email. You're still on our mind. Here's a special gift to welcome you back. Take 10% off your next story on us. And then you have a Klaviyo code right here. Find your story, and then don't miss out. New favorites awaiting. Simple email of, hey, 10% off. This is beautiful design. So lots of stuff that you can do here. And then Klaviyo installation is right here as well. But that covers all of the flows and what we're setting up. Now we can take it a step further and go to like flow optimization. So the cons of optimization and updating your flows over time and testing it is it's overwhelming. It's very hard to monitor at scale. If you have like 40 emails in your flows, you need to have spreadsheets to track all this information and report it. Very difficult, and documenting it all is very difficult. So that's the cons with flow optimizations. Whereas campaigns, you can just test your one email and get data immediately. Whereas flows, you have to wait for customers to enter, and then you need to track it. When should I check when something is ready? So I like to do another form of optimization. So rather than having a ton of active tests in our flows, all sorts of different triggers, testing out different content, yada, yada, yada. Rather than doing all that, we use our campaigns as our testing ground. So we're sending 3 to 4 email campaigns per week, and we're testing there. We're looking at the data there. We're trying new angles. We're A to B testing. So rather than waiting for results like we have to do with flows, we get instant data with campaigns, or 24-hour data. You send a campaign, we'll check on the results tomorrow, what variation did better, or did this angle work compared to like an email we sent a few months ago. So we literally put out full campaigns that perform well in our flows. We get a campaign that works, let's add that to our flows. So go back and edit your flow emails across your triggers to include the angles, the emails, in the blasts, even an email that does well in your campaigns, let's add it. If it's an educational email on like how you create your products, you sell creatine and you create an email that you send to the list that's about like how we create our creatine or how it's formulated, and it does well, converts well, awesome. It's educational. Let's add that to the welcome flow and just put in the discount, the welcome discount. If it's an email about how to get the most out of your product, giving tips to users, add that to the post-purchase flow. If it's an email that goes over your return policy that you send to the list and it does well, add it to your abandoned cart flow to reverse risk. Don't reinvent the wheel. Add your successful campaigns to your email flows. This will save you a ton of time. Now, there are specific A/B tests that you can run, and I would recommend running. So I'm going to quickly go through these. You flow time delays, biggest lever and the fastest to get results and the easiest to get results. So testing the amount of time from the action of the customer and the first email that they receive. So this like website abandoned flow, you can see waiting 30 minutes versus waiting 4 hours. 30 minutes, you get kind of better engagement, better open rate and click rate compared to waiting 4 hours, but you can see the placed order rate is massively different here. And this is a big sample size. We can be pretty confident that waiting 4 hours is the best move in this situation. So testing the time delays between in your messages. Then we have like long form versus short form messaging. So do we create a long email that has a lot of information, or do we create shorter ones? Especially for flows, we want to test this out. This will apply to campaigns, but especially in flows like abandonment flows, when people have objections, some people want to be talked through their objections. Other people just want to be like, they just need a reminder of their order. Just you saying, hey, you left an item behind, shop now. So sometimes it makes sense to be quick and try to get impulse purchases. Other times it makes sense to really like spend time working through objections. You can see in this email, a longer nudge, email 2, let me tell you why this product is more effective, just listing out a ton of stuff, 0.2% placed order rate, 2.4% click rate on 2,000 people, compared to this one, which did a lot better, higher click rates, higher placed order rate, where it's just super quick, to the point, hey, you left this order behind, go shop. And of course, this is super easy, but testing your subject lines and preview texts, but hard to take learnings and apply to future emails since there's a lot of variation. Some tests that you can run, including discounts versus not including, like for sales, including that in the subject line. You could include or exclude emojis in your subject line and preview text. You could test that. You could use ... or excluding that. Time delays for like how long you have left, whatever it may be, using all caps versus not. This is all stuff that you can use for your subject line and preview text to test. And then graphic-based versus text-based. We've talked multiple times about text-based. A lot of times it performs better because it feels more personal, but we really want to like balance this and test different things out. So heavy text-based versus graphic-based, It's really going to vary depending on your account. So test out different styles to see what your list likes, especially for big drops in sales or whatever you have in your flows. So mix them up. Here's an example of like a text-based, where the bottom one is text-based. It did better because it was from the founder, higher open rate, higher click rate, a lot simpler, and then a lot more revenue. So text-based really can perform a lot better, but we want to make sure that we're testing these things out. Promoting categories versus individual products. Some customers at stores prefer like shop this specific product, this one, rather than categories where it's like shop jackets, shop pants. So it's important to mix it up, but you can bias one more if one of them does better. Like categories, in this instance for like a higher ticket store, categories performed better. It got higher clicks and then higher revenue. And so now for all of our emails, we're primarily making it like more category based, and we're promoting that. Now, special offer just for you if you made it this far. If you want more information, I have templates for all of these flows, completely templatized and optimized, that we've used for over 50, 7 to 8 figure e-commerce brands. Shameless plug here. If you want to save all the time of putting this all together, doing all the copy templates and whatnot, then I have these all templatized. Learn more right here if you want to click blog.wellcopy.net/quickflow landing. You can click this. Link will be in the description as well if that's interesting to you. If not, completely fine. It's just going to take a lot of time to implement this stuff. So that's stuff that I would recommend doing that. So check that out. Take the doc in the description, wellcopy.net/flows, so you can have it for you. Where to find me, my links will be right here. And if you want to have a chat with me about your email flows, then you can book a call with me. The link will be in the description as well to book a call, and I'll review your flows head on. Now, I hope you got some value from this video. That was an absolute value bomb. There's a ton of stuff in there, so I hope you got some value. This is $50 million worth of revenue generated behind these automations, so make sure you use them. Lots of good strategies in here. Again, I hope you got some value from it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Let me know if you have anything that you want me covered, and I will see you in the next one.